Went off-roading with the bike, and my mistake, I got a flat. So here's the thing, here is the culprit. There's the culprit, which is a really nasty thorn. I went to the local mom and pop bike shop, and I went in just to get a repair kit, but he said to go ahead and just get a new tube. And I got the tube, and while I was there, they had a bike that was comparable with a 750 motor, which is just like this one, the 750. And they were asking $18.99, and this one is $14.99. So just so you know, this thing is a really good price for what you're looking for. So, and that was confirmed when I went to the mom and pop store. So I got to get this baby flipped over and get the tube in there, and should be fun. And I haven't done this in 10 years, but we'll get it fixed. What's up, everybody? This is Prepper Princess. I am coming at you in my backyard, sitting by the Espin bike. Now, this video, I have to say, has been very difficult to make. Since they sent me the bike, first of all, I rode it like crazy. I got a flat because I got one of those big, they call them like goat head stickers in the tire, and I had to fix that and repair that. And then we had like a huge monsoon coming through where it was raining like torrential downpour for 2 days, and then it's been like 120 degrees ever since. And whenever it gets that hot, my camera does not turn on, and my camera is my backup, and my iPhone 8, which I typically use to record, overheats. So I have had the hardest time making this video, and I really do hope that you like it. But I'm going to go over the specs with this thing, and then after I do this part of the video, I'm going to show you some of the parts where I took it for a test drive. I had my neighbor take it for a ride, and she really had a great time. But okay, so when this unit came to me, it came in a huge shipping box. It was in a really safe shipping container about the size of a coffin. It was really, really large. And it came with no instructions. Like, I don't know if they just forgot to put them in there or if they just don't come with them, but it pretty much comes like 90-95% assembled. And I just put on the tires and a couple of other parts, but the frame is pretty much the way that it is. And the frame does fold. So it folds down here, and you can actually put it in your trunk if you want to take it for a long road trip. But I do want to go over the specs real quick. This is the Espin 21 Nesta. It's $1,399. It goes 30 miles minimum range to 50 miles at the highest range. It's typically right in the middle, around 40. It's all terrain, so it's got these fat tires. They're called fat tires, and you can ride them in snow and sand. And yes, I have ridden them in the sand because I live in the desert. It's hydraulic 504 watt hours. They recommend a height of 5'1" to 6'3". I'm 5'7", and when the seat is all the way down, and my feet, I'm on my tippy toes whenever I stop at a stoplight. So just keep that in mind. I'm 5'7". So I would actually recommend 5'6" or taller instead of 5'1". But because it's got the step-in frame, if you're at a stoplight, you can actually step down and then wait for the light to go green, and then you can go. It has a maximum weight of 275 pounds. It's got the fat tire. The output for the battery, which is right here, is 750 nominal and 1,000 watt peak. It's 8-speed. The front rack holds 25 kilograms or 55 pounds. The back rack holds 18 kilograms or 39.68 pounds, and it's a class 3 bike. So I put a basket on the front, and I mean, I've been riding this thing for about a week and a half. When it wasn't raining, I rode it to work every day. I work about 4 miles, anywhere between 2 and 4 miles. I actually didn't calculate it. So let's say 3. I worked 3 miles from home, and I rode it 3 days in a row without charging it. And then on the third day, I would just charge it. They say that it takes 7 hours to charge from a completely depleted battery to full battery. But I never depleted the battery entirely, and I did charge it off of my solar. So that's something that you can also look into. So over here, there's a little on-off button. So you have to turn this on, and then there's a display up top. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera around and show you some of the specs of this bike. All right, this is the battery pack, which is located under the seat. And if you look really close, there's a little on-off button right here. And this is where you just put in the charger and you plug it into the wall. And the racks are actually sold separately, but they were kind enough to give them to me. And again, I hauled wood on these. And just so you all know, I do have a motorcycle license. And these things work not quite like a motorcycle. It's more like a moped. It's like an electric moped. And one of the things I noticed when I was making the video, I was trying to show you guys how fast it was going, but the display does not come up on my camera for some reason or another. See, I don't know if you can see that. It just looks strange, but I can assure you that, see, on my screen, it looks like it's like doing something weird, but in real life, it's like bright and vibrant and no problems. So I'm not quite sure why it's doing that on the screen, but I promise you it's not in real life. It also comes with a headlight, which is, the headlight is okay. You know, you're going to be able to see 10, 15 feet in front of you, but I mean, it's not really, you know, the best light. But this bike is literally like so much fun. It looks like a little kid's bike until you're standing in front of it. Once you get it in the mail, it looks like a motorcycle. Like it really does, especially with the big fat tires. These are 20-inch tires, and the tires, to me, were the same size as the motorcycle I had on my Honda 250, or they seem the same. Another thing is that on the other side of this, I just want to show you all real quick. See how there is a key right here? Well, they give you the keys and you can actually take the battery out or take it off if you want. Like, so if you're trying to be super safe, locking it up, then you can take it off. I don't think I want to take it off right now, but just so you know, it does come with a key. And just for safety's sake, I would also say get a really, really heavy chain bicycle bicycle lock, because these bikes are in really high demand. I've actually had people stopping me pretty much everywhere I go, asking me for specifications, and some people have even asked me if they can ride it. Don't let them ride it because they will take it. It also has a brake light, which works. You put on the brakes and the brake lights go on. It does have a fender on the front and back, but I didn't put it on the front because I made the mistake. It was my fault. I bent it. So I was just being stupid and I bent it when I shouldn't have. So this bike is like my new favorite toy. I've had 2 friends come over and test it out and they love it. I had my next door neighbor test it out, and that is going to be in the video coming up right after this. But if you guys are interested in this bike, I will leave it in the description box below. And anyone who I know... Told you my camera would automatically turn off. That was just an example. It's 118 degrees right now, and it's about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, and it's still in the hundreds. But anyway, here is the bike. I was pretty much done with what I was saying anyway, but I do want to talk to you about some other subjects that have to do with the eco part of this whole deal and sort of politics. So here we go. And we're back. I apologize, folks, but my phone really is overheating quite a bit, and I just can't seem to keep it under control. All right, so I did want to talk to you a little bit about the Espin bike and what it means. So right now we are in the process of the Green Deal, and by 2030, 2035, we want to be completely emissions free. In order to become emissions free, we have to get rid of gas. So you're seeing a huge transition right now from gas powered vehicles to electrical and electric autonomous vehicles. So what does that mean? That means that there's no longer going to be gas powered vehicles as we make the transition into electricity, and there's not going to be any more gas tax. So where is the government going to get that money back from? They're going to get it back from huge registration fees on electric powered vehicles. So when it comes to getting an electric bicycle, it may get to the point where folks can't even afford a vehicle anymore. And if you can't afford a vehicle, a bicycle is the next best thing. Now this bicycle, it runs on electricity, and if you have solar like I do, it is a free form of transportation. It's got fat tires, so it's all terrain. It would make a great bug out vehicle, but also we're also seeing a huge transition in the economy from regular house living to RV living and tiny home living. If you are trying to minimize your ecological footprint, then an electric bike is absolutely the way to go. If you're living in a tiny house, they're easy to store, they don't take up a lot of space, you don't have to pay the registration, the car insurance, and the maintenance and things along those lines. You pretty much just take care of it yourself. So that is a really, really big deal. I honestly believe that electric bikes are the way of the future, especially in urban areas. Now this thing going uphill, up a very steep hill, was still pushing 14, 15 miles an hour. If you think of the hills in San Francisco, this thing can take those out like no problem. It can make your commute from walking or riding a regular bicycle with all of those hills and mountainous areas and things like that, it can cut your commute time in half. So if you live in an urban area, you've got $1,400 to spare, I would highly, highly recommend this. Again, this is my new favorite toy. I am showing it off to like all of my friends. Everybody wants to ride it, and as soon as they do ride it, they're like, I want one. And if you've ever spoken to anybody who's got an e-bike, not one single person I've spoken to that has an e-bike has regretted their purchase. They're actually very, very happy with it, and they would like to buy more of them. When you compare the cost to a regular bicycle, a lot of people just look at Walmart prices. Yeah, you can get a bike at Walmart for $200. It's not going to be a great bike. It's not going to have good gears or any gears at all. It's going to be a very heavy frame. It's not going to have any pedal assist or electronics in it. They don't come with any sort of anything that would make bike riding a really great experience other than pedaling. So when you're looking at real bikes, like not Walmart cheap bikes, when you're looking at a real bike, you're looking at a price between $600 and $900. So in my point of view, having an electric bike, it should be more along the lines of double that. Double $900, you're looking at $1,800. But when it comes to these types of bikes, they're actually pretty cheap for what you're getting, $1,400. To me, it runs like a moped, except it's not gas powered. It's a very smooth ride, so it's almost like having a motorcycle for $1,400, except you don't have to pay for the gas, registration, car insurance, and maintenance. There's no maintenance involved other than changing a flat tire every now and again. So you're actually, over the long haul of owning the bike, you're saving a ton of money, and I think that the technology of these bikes is going to improve with time. So definitely, if you're looking into a bike, I would recommend the one that I've got, the Espin. It's really great depending on your height, and it's a great starter bike. You know, eventually they're going to have different bikes out there, different types of technologies, but so far so good. I'm super happy with it, and I even took it into a bike shop, a local bike shop here, and I compared it to another electric bike that they had that was $1,900, and mine had better specs on it. It was lighter weight. It had the option of the racks. That one did not have rack options. It had a headlight. That one did not have a headlight. Mine couldn't fold. That one could not fold. So based on the consumer index of what you're paying for an electric bike at a mom and pop shop versus the electric bike that I'm showing right here, it's actually a really, really great value. Again, I would highly recommend it. It is my new favorite thing. Like, I'm riding this thing all the time. All right, folks, that's what I've got for you. I'll leave a link in the description below. And don't forget, if you believe you can or you believe that you can't, you are right. Prepper Princess out. All right, folks, so I am with my neighbor Maya. She is going to be trying out the Espin for the very first time. She's sitting on it right now, and she is just ready to go. So let me turn the camera on. Okay, when you're ready.
Hey,
it's fast. And she's gone. Oh, she already slowed down. What the heck? Oh, oh. Even though, you know, this thing is so much fun. I think she's just gone. This thing is so much fun, but for the whole family, like, it's like my new favorite toy, and all of my friends are really enjoying it. Go all the way! All the way! Go, 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 go! So I'm not kidding when I say how fun it is. All right, folks, one of the things that they do not tell you about this bike is how fast it goes. I have gotten it above 30 miles an hour, which exceeded the speed limit. But they also don't tell you how fun this thing is. So much fun. Like, this is my new favorite toy. We're gonna go on a long ride. We're gonna do it in real time, no time lapse, and you guys can see how fast this thing is. Now I have to be really careful because all I've got is my iPhone 8 and I don't have a GoPro, so I'm just holding my phone while I'm driving this thing 30 miles an hour. And also, it is 122 degrees outside, so my phone might turn off from overheating. So let's get this going. Full speed ahead. I'm about to exceed the speed limit of 15. I'm speeding. You can't read it. It says 21, 24, 27. Staying at 27. It does make a really good transition from pavement into dirt because of the fat tires. One-handed. I need my hands. I need my hands. Ah! Ha ha! Whew! All right, any minute now, my camera's gonna give out because it's too hot out. Just so you know, there's no grass in Arizona. It doesn't exist here. Here we go. Pedal assist gets you about 14 miles an hour, anywhere between 12 and 14. Full go is anywhere between 22 and 30. And I have taken it off-road. Unfortunately, we have these things called goat thorns or goat things, and I got a flat, so that's only here. But in a less populated area, I think it would be safe to go off-road more. This is a total off-road bike, great for snow and sand. No stop signs for bicyclists. Oh, look at that. The speed limit is 15. Let's see if we can beat that. Yeah, we already beat it. And I put a basket on mine so that I can pick up firewood, which I have done. And we'll go over the full specs when I get home. is all with one hand, folks. Very dangerous. Don't do what I do. And I just wanted to let you all know, there's no water in Arizona either. It's dry desert. It's horrible. No water.